Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to another experiment with straws and Miss Kathy and Stupendous Summer Science. Yay! Today we have straws and potatoes. Yes, the common household potato. And this experiment is called the potato jackhammer. If you've ever seen jackhammers, those are the ones on the side of the roads that make you go and they make all the loud noise. But they are breaking up the cement or the gravel or whatever it is on the side of the road. So what we have here is a straw that is going to pierce this uncooked potato. Do you think that's going to work? Let's try it and see. So we have this straw, normal common drinking straw. It is very difficult to get into this potato. I think this is not the type of straw that is going to work so good with this. Let's try a little bit thicker, heavier straw. And again, it is very difficult to get that in there. But I think if we try it with a smaller piece of the straw, that might be better. So let's try that. I'm gonna see, excuse me one second, there. We had a blockage on the screen. So now this is that same straw I just tried, using just a little piece of it. When I push it in, it's not really doing a whole lot. If I put my finger over the edge and push that in, now we are making almost all the way through. Except the straw does keep bending as you push, as it meets more resistance inside the potato. And it starts to hurt your finger and leave a big mark on it. So I have one last straw to try here that is a very sturdy. It does call for a stiff drinking straw. So I have this one that actually has a little scoop on the bottom, like you could use it for scooping up a slushie or something. I'm going to cut a little piece off of this. I want to make sure my straw piece at least is long enough to make it through the potato, because that is important. You don't want to get to the other side and just not have it big enough. But again, a normal common drinking straw like you buy in a box with a whole bunch of them may not work for this. Now, like a Wendy's straw or a McDonald's straw that's wrapped in individual paper, that may work a little better. Those are usually a little sturdier. Okay, I'm going to take my new, what I think is a pretty sturdy straw, and push it into a potato. And it is very, very hard to get this to pierce the skin of the potato. However, if I put my finger over the end of it and then try to pierce that potato, I am able to go and keep pushing. I think this is the magic straw that's going to work as far as the weight of the straw. Only thing it is very hard on the fingers. Let me see if I can use something here to keep it from eating into my finger, using my elephant and piggy mask to pierce a potato. New uses for masks. Okay, I'm still trying to get this all the way through, but it is much, much closer than the other straw was. Problem is that it keeps bending as it's meeting resistance on the potato, but we are going to try to get this all the way through. Push, 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 push. Well, goodness, let's try making it a little bit shorter so that it's not bending at those key points. I don't know. It got so far in, but then it stopped. Oh, look at that. That's all we needed was that little extra push, and we are through the potato. But it only works when you're capping off the end of it. Now that we know that it works, let's see if we can try it again. in a different spot on this potato. I'm going to take out this chunk of potato that ended up on the end of the straw here. And we're going to try this. Actually, there's a big long piece of potato that came out from the inside. Okay, let's try it one more time here. Again, nothing happening if I just try to pierce it. If I cover the end, we can get a lot farther in, a lot easier. And I think I'm almost through. I'm again meeting that little circle dot on my finger, so I'm going to keep pushing here. We're almost there. I can feel it. Almost. The straw bends a little bit, but we're going to keep pushing. I think we're just about there. So it's not exactly a jackhammer, is it? The way that you see them out on the streets, but it is. We want to keep the air in the straw that's in there, not let it out the end. Must be just about there at this point, but my straw is getting very squishy. Try to hold this up so you can be seeing it too. I think my poor straw is getting so beat up it doesn't have the power that it used to have. I can hear it still pushing in, still making squishy potato noises. And I feel like we are so close because we were about that far in. And holding this up so you can see. The trick is keeping the straw part from bending. If I could just see it poking through on this side, I would feel like we accomplished our goal here. Remember, we did do it once, so this was just going to be like bonus that we can do it again. I think the thing is you have to have a really strong straw. What I'm going to try to do is put this other one inside this one and see if that works. Because now it's a double straw. Maybe the combination of the two will make it strong enough to go through. Let me cut off this end here that's sticking out a little extra. See, we're trying an experiment. Oopsie. And now we're going to try to push that double strength straw through. There we go. We made it. Just needed that little bit of extra. So, it is a little bit of a struggle, but you may remember that trick, doubling up. If you have a bigger size straw and a smaller size one, put the smaller one in the big one, and then that gives you extra strength through. But the trick is you have to keep your finger over the edge, keep the air from blocking in. The first time we tried it, the straw may only have penetrated a short way into the potato, while it was kind of hard to get it to go in at all without blocking the end. This is because straws are made of thin plastic that's not very strong. The real secret is the air inside the straw. By placing your thumb over the hole at the top, the air is trapped inside the straw. This trapped air forces the air molecules to compress and get closer together because they are not able to escape from the top. The compressed air inside the straw gives it strength by stopping the sides from bending as it hits the potato. And it talks about the way that road workers use jackhammers. Jackhammers work in the same way. The force that makes a jackhammer pound up and down is provided by an air hose. The force of the air pressure makes a hole in the road, just like the hole in the potato. And if we pull this out again, we will have another big long piece of potato in the middle of our straw. So that has been the potato jackhammer. Remember, keeping the air pressure inside is key to making this work. So thanks for watching, and go experiment with your own straws and potatoes. And I will see you back here next week for more stupendous summer science. Bye, guys. Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Stupendous Summer Science with Miss Kathy. And we are using a straw today. We are going to make a musical straw. So, first thing you need to do is flatten the end of your straw, about the bottom inch of it, and flatten it out as smooth as you can. You can use the edge of a knife or an edge of a scissors or something to do that on the table and get it as flat as you can. Then we're going to cut some notches into it on each side. You can see, if you can see, the way mine is cut there. You cut a V down one side and down the other. So you have two little thin strips like that. Then we're going to place that cut end into your mouth, seal your lips around it, and blow until a sound is produced. You have to, it's going to be more of a squawk, but you have to keep trying. That was my partial rendition of Happy Birthday to You, Happy Birthday to You. I did not do the whole song, just that much of it. You also have to make sure your lips are about that far in on the straw. Now, let's see what's going to happen if we cut off a little bit more while we are making the sound. Let's do it while we're making the sound. So I cut off maybe half an inch of the straw, and it changed the tune that much, the tone of what was coming out. Let's try it if I cut off a little bit more. As you can see, as we cut off more and more of the straw, it is getting shorter and shorter, and the pitch is getting higher and higher. The vibrations are passing through the air column inside the straw, which is what makes the noise. That is similar to a double reed instrument and some of the woodwinds. By cutting off pieces of the straw, we are changing the length and changing the pitch. The English horn, the oboe, and the bassoon all use the same principle of a double reed vibration to make the music. These instruments, however, change the length of the column of air with holes, stops, and pads. So let's see, we'll keep going here and see if we can get a little bit higher. And that was the highest of all. We've cutting off more and more pieces. So if you have a bunch of people together and you each have one of these, each of a different length, you could actually write songs and have different people playing at different times and when they're supposed to, and perhaps you could make a concert using musical straws. Okay, let's take it one step farther here. Using two different sized straws, the smaller straw should fit snugly inside the larger. On the smaller straw, repeat step 1. Slide the fatter straw over the thinner straw and start blowing. And move the larger straw back and forth to change the pitch, like a straw trombone. So, I'm going to go and get a different size straw, and then we will be back and try it a little bit differently. Stay tuned. Okay, boys and girls, here we are back, and I have my double reed instrument. I have the thinner one inside the thicker straw. I'm going to blow into the thinner one and use the outside one as you do like a trombone, moving it up and down to see if we can make different tones instead of actually cutting off pieces of the straw, making this a different length and changing the tone that way. Let's see. Here you can hear the sliding effect. So I'm not sure I'm getting a lot of that sound from the outer straw or from the way I'm blowing. But at any rate, we are having a change of tone. And you can always try different things to continue the experiment on your own. So go out and make your own music with something you probably have at home already. Don't need big fancy equipment or instruments, just some straws. Have fun. And I will see you soon for more stupendous, excuse me, all that blowing's making me raspy, stupendous summer science with Miss Kathy.